morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, I am back to do something that I've been telling you for a while I couldn't do. Because I couldn't. I'm going to show you the Trainer Gallery subset from Astral Radiance. It's finally time to have a look at that. The set is not out yet, but pre-releases have started, which means that we do have, I believe, a confirmed list of the entirety of the Trainer Gallery subset, and now we can have a look at them in full, and I am delighted. Shout out to the lovely Cerebi.net, the lovely Joe for helping out with this, and the lovely Justin Basil, who has gone and made a list as well. JustinBasil.com. So, with all of that borne in mind, what has gone and made it in? Now, what we've got here is largely what we would expect. We've got ourselves a bunch of character rares, a bunch of character super rares, some full art supporters, and then we finish off with 2 gold cards. And I am delighted to say that the 2 best character rares that hadn't come out previously are now in here. So starting off then with the character rares, we have got that lovely Abomasnow with that phenomenal Mitsuhiro Arita artwork. I'm not going to go full into what all of these cards do for fairly obvious reasons, but what I am going to do is point out the ones that are particularly relevant in terms of playability. So we've got this one here, and that is really rather awesome. We then find ourselves with the Flapple, sitting there with Milo, looking all cheeky, being very happy. We have got the Kingdra here. Some of these, of course, were from way back in VMAX Climax, which at this stage is a little old. We've then got Frostmoth with Melanie. This is, of course, well, on the one hand, this is a very important card, because, of course, it's that really good card that lets you accelerate, as much water energy as you like, etc. On the other hand, it's a little bit less relevant because of the whole it's going to rotate out before too long thing. We've got the Gardevoir that's sitting there with Dr. Not Wally, which still makes me super sad. We've got ourselves the Weirdier. Now, this is one of the ones that really evokes Legends Arceus. This is one of the ones we were expecting because it is one of the new cards. So that's rather lovely. We've got Phalanx with B. And no, it's not a particularly good card, but I adore this one. Other than the Alchemy, this was my favourite from VMAX Climax. So being able to see this one in English is going to be awesome. We've then got the Cleaver from Battle Region, another one we were expecting, because it's a new Hisuian Pokemon, Battle Region is coming into this set, etc. And the Mighty Ina that came around in Battle Region, and this one's pretty big, because this Mighty Ina is the one that can attack for basically 0 energy if your opponent has a VMAX in play, and does enough damage to get a one-hit KO on a Mew VMAX. I adore this card, but I also think it's genuinely very, very good. If you're playing like a Zoroark deck, and I will be, because I think that's one of the best cards in the game right now for me personally, lets you discard it and swap it with a stage 1 in your discard. This is an absolute no-brainer, because this will wreck Mew. If you can have a moderately fat line of this in your deck, a 1-1 line ain't going to cut it, let's be clear. But if you can find a thick line of this in your deck, you are going to run through Mew VMAX, and it's going to be hilarious. We've then got the Obstagoon, which again was a VMAX Climax card, coming in with Piers looking rather lovely. We've got Bronzong. That's the one that lets you move all your metal energy around, which I do actually like quite a lot. This one is really kind of cool. May well see some more play in the future. And then we finish off with that phenomenal Hyaganosuke Hoot Hoot card, which I still find a little bit weird for quite how small Hoot Hoot is. There are very few Pokemon cards where the actual title Pokemon is that small on it, but I think artwork-wise, this is the second best character rare we've seen. It is one of my very, very favourite cards they've ever done in the Pokemon TCG. It is absolutely phenomenal. Card also gives you protection from crushing hammers, so it's a pretty good card. Moving over into character super rares, we start off with the Starmie that we were expecting. This is the Starmie that came around in Battle Region. It is an alternate art of that new Starmie, and this is artwork that an awful lot of people are going to get very, very excited about, because it's just absolutely beautiful. We've then got, we've got some pairs coming in here. So we have Ice Rider Calyrex V and V Max. Shout out to the Arita artwork on the V, which is absolutely stunning. That one is very, very cool. Although the V was previously done by Okacheke, so it's still weirdly not my favourite artwork of the V, despite it being stunning. And of course, Ice Rider Calyrex V Max is a very good card that we've seen a bunch and is awesome. And we've got, I'm going very slightly out of order here, we've got Shadow Rider Calyrex V Max, which comes along with it. Of course, when we first started seeing these, I told you, Pokemon like to keep these together, so we were always going to get the 4 of these cards. And I need to give a shout out to the Kato Shadow Rider Calyrex V, which is absolutely stunning. And of course, Shadow Rider has also proven to be a very good card and still sees a bunch of play here and there. It's awesome. And then we've got the free Galarian birds. And you'll notice Pokemon do this. It's going to be useful for predicting trainer galleries moving forward. We saw that the Zapdos was going to be brought in, so we knew the others were going to be. So we've got that rather lovely Galarian Articuno. That's the one, discard 2 cards from your hand, draw 1. The Zapdos, that's the one that reduces cost by 1 colourless energy for each Pokemon V your opponent has in play, and then does 170 for hopefully a single energy. And then the Galarian Moltres V, which we've all seen a billion times at this stage, which accelerates energy to itself and then does good damage. Those are good cards and they're all coming. And then we finish off with the pair of Zacian V and Zamazenta V that have seen less play lately. The amount of play they're seeing in tournaments has dropped fairly dramatically, but they're still very, very good cards. They're still among the coolest we've actually seen, so they are still very much ones that should be celebrated. And then we finish off with Garchomp. Because why would you not want to finish off with Garchomp? Garchomp is adorable. And of course, that's the other one that came around in Battle Region. So, yeah. That's kind of cool. And it's got Cynthia, and everybody loves Cynthia. In terms of full art supporters, what they've gone and done is given us half of the Gala gym leaders. So we start off with Alistair here, and of course there are 10 gym leaders in the Gala region, because you've got 2 towns that have 2 gym leaders, depending on whether you're going in Sword or Shield. So they're clearly giving us half here, and I'm assuming half in the next set. So as well as Alistair, we've got B, who is my personal favourite. I need to pick this one up. Melanie, which is the hyper-playable card. Lets you attach a water energy from your discard to one of your Pokemon V and draw 3 cards. Milo, he's the grass trainer. And Piers. And we've actually seen a bit of a resurgence of Piers in terms of actually playability. Because what we found is, being able to search for a Darkness Pokemon and a Special Energy, we have seen players taking advantage of that. So this is one that I would very much keep an eye on moving forward. These ones are, well, I'll be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, they're pretty gosh darn cool. So it's nice to have them. And then my prediction for the gold cards has come up. We have got the gold Ice Rider Calyrex and the gold Shadow Rider Calyrex. And again, this wasn't some kind of huge prediction. Like I've said, Pokemon like to keep things together. So as soon as we knew that Shadow Rider Calyrex V and V Max were in the set, the alternate arts, the character super rares, we knew that Ice Rider were going to be in as well, and we knew that the gold cards were going to have to be those. I mean, if you go and have a look at Brilliant Stars as an example, you will notice that they did a very similar thing. Because, 2 of the character super rares we saw were Single Strike and Rapid Strike Urshifu, VMAX. And then, would you believe it, the gold cards ended up being Single Strike and Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. So that shouldn't really have surprised anyone. But they're still gold cards, they're still here, and this is still extremely cool. There are a bunch missing. There are a bunch that we're still waiting to see. For me personally, it is the Hyaganosuke Kricketune, which honestly I want very, very fast, because look how beautiful it is. I know a bunch of people are still waiting on the Charizard character rare, although unfortunately we now have confirmation it is not going to be in this set. That one is being pushed into a later set. And obviously we've still got that chonky Pikachu V Max, which is clearly one of the coolest ones out there, but As it stands at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, it's just not there. We're gonna have to wait. But now we do know the whole trainer gallery, and that, of course, is a very cool thing. But now it's over to you guys. Tell me which of these cards you're really excited about. Tell me which ones are your favourites. Tell me which ones you could not care less about. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.